And we are live. That was one of the more frustrating games this season. I will have my man Cody joining me in just a moment. Sorry, just fixing my mic. I'll have Cody joining me in just a moment. Just quickly before we get into this game, if you want to come up and chat about tonight's loss, about the Pistons or the Pistons in general, shoot me a DM on Instagram or Twitter, or as some of you might have saw yesterday, you can even jump on here via email. I can send you a link if you're just on YouTube and don't have social media. Let me know in the chat and I can send you my email and we can get you up here. So I'm going to bring up Cody now, and yeah, we're gonna chat through this. How you feeling, man?
Yeah.
Pretty disappointed. I think it's 10-point loss in the end. You kind of called it start of the fourth, I think, when we were DMing. I thought they had a chance, but they did get it back and tied at 95 all. But Zach LaVine got a few open threes and then got hot, and that was kind of the ball game, at least in the final 5 minutes there. Yeah, I'm going to get to two players in a moment, which I'm sure are your negatives, but yeah.
Three positives.
Yeah, true. All right, hit me.
Cade.
Yep.
Malik Beasley.
Yep.
And the third one's tough tonight. The third one's really tough to find another bright spot. Because I thought Ivy was good for a lot of the game, but then I thought he made some bad plays towards the end.
Yeah, his fourth quarter, he didn't really do much at all, but I thought he was okay, but you're right.
The third one's tough.
The third one, it's really tough. I'm just looking at who played.
Because I can't say defense, and I can't say
No,
I can't say overall of the process. I can't say free throw shooting because they're bad from the free throw line.
I didn't mind Marcus Sass's 6 minutes.
Yeah, he was fine. He was fine.
I mean, Ron had that steal and dunk.
No, he didn't play enough.
Yeah, it's
two positives tonight. Two positives.
I don't think there's a real third positive in that game, because you can't say the defense. That was what lost them the game. So, look, I think we've done our best there to open with some positives, but I think we're more than in our right to go to some negatives to open this. I'm tossing it to you, though.
Jalen Duren's terrible on defense. Color me shocked.
Oh.
I can't. And you know what? You know what's hilarious? People are gonna. I already see NBA Central tweeting it. Everybody. Jalen Duren, 16 points, 22 boards, 2 blocks. Blah 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 blah. Emptiest stat sheet ever. You talk about all the time. Andre Drummond. That's an Andre Drummond night right there.
Where he is Andre Drummond.
Where they had 20 and 20 and they lost by 10. Like, who cares? Yeah. He plays. They lost. Oh my god! So they come out on the screens. They're trying to get over the top. That's how they started the game. Duren just can't do it. He plays drop every single time. Vooch just sits at the top of the key, hits threes. Okay, so that's not working. Then they go to switch. What does Vooch do? He catches it, give it back to the guard. The guard cooks Duren. So what does JB do? He says, Tobias, you get on Vooch. Duren, just sit back there. Get out of the frame.
Yeah.
Can't even do that.
Well, then he went to two bigs. I was shocked. Crazy.
And you know what? It actually worked out. It actually did have a little run there with two bigs.
Yeah, it did.
Just because the Bulls missed shots. I mean, the offense was terrible.
Yeah, it was
terrible. So Malik Beasley made some bailout threes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so sick of Jalen Duren. I'm over it.
Yeah, I think like the Bulls made 21 threes. Like, they were on fire with some of them.
23.
So like that is like an outlier number, but honestly, anyone who watched the game, it didn't even feel like they were on like some sort of crazy tear. It felt like they had so many open looks.
15 of them were open. 15 of them were wide open.
It was insane. Like, insane. And Jalen Duren, like, I tweeted one clip where I'm just like, Vooch is just trailing, like,
Duren's sitting 9 feet away from the 3-point line, 10 feet away.
He's at like the free throw line, and Vooch literally waltzes in. And this is in I think the Pistons have got it back to 7, end of the third or mid third quarter. It's like Vooch is already up to like 24 points at this stage. Like, it's indefensible either way, but it's like, what are you doing, man? Like, what? I put underneath it, like, please call me out if I'm being unreasonable here, because like I am just so confused. Like, what are you doing? Literally, what are you doing? Baffled,
No,
frustrated, annoyed, like but confused.
I'm lost. I'm lost with him, but I don't know. I think maybe it's getting to the point where it's got to, like, if this continues, it's got to be a change of scenery. Like, you just
Yeah,
have to get him. You just have to get him out of Detroit because he's killing the Pistons night in and night out. Like, I can't point to a single game where I'm like, he helped them more than he hurt them. I can't find one.
it's really, yeah. Tonight, like, we already knew like they struggle against stretch bigs, and I don't think necessarily Isaiah Stewart was brilliant tonight, but I think he does a better job. But like, you're like, it's one thing to like stretch bigs are like hard to defend. That's why they're so valuable. But honestly, like the defense tonight, like it was insane. Like, I just couldn't believe it. Like, and the fact they had Jalen Smith as their backup, like, it was just 48 minutes of pain. Like, seriously, like, it was.
Would they make
Yeah.
combined 9 or 10? Those two.
Vooch finished with. Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong box. So you're probably right. I think Vooch had 6, and then Smith, 8 threes combined on 11 attempts.
Yeah.
That's
nuts.
It's it was so painfully obvious. I don't know. Like, I feel like tonight's the first game where we can just. I don't want to just put everything on Durant tonight, but my goodness, like, it is so obvious his shortcomings. If you watch that game and can't see the shortcomings, like, I don't know what to say. And like you said, like, I don't think I'm willing to go as far as get him off the team, but I think at some point you've got to make a statement in the rotation. Like, it just say, man, you got to fix this and come off the bench. And I know, like you said, I get what your point in the previous show or last time you were on was like, honestly, as long as you play Stu, like, the minutes is what matters the most. But at some point, like, there's got to be some accountability. Like, I just think, I don't know. Like, I saw him, he was setting his whole energy and stuff in that second half, apart from he was going for offensive rebounds, like, his screens were like so like not setting his feet properly, just like man, he just looked like he kind of was checked out a little bit.
I mean, JD's about JD a lot, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, he murdered us tonight, man. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. Oh God.
It's crazy. Like, the amount of, like, I don't even know if I want to give JB too much criticism. Like, I thought
I'm giving him criticism. I was going to go there next about the fact that
that's fair.
He kept him in there so long and let him bleed the Pistons dry. He let him keep making mistake after mistake after defensive rotation mistake and left him out there. And let him get exposed for way too long.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I just thought yeah, you're right. He should have just taken him out, but instead he tried everything else but taking him out. When you're right, he should have just taken him out, especially in that third quarter when it was like so abundantly clear. They've obviously spoken about this at halftime, and Durant still just doesn't get it. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, I mean, they literally tried everything. They tried switching. They tried going over the top. They tried switching Tobias onto him. There was just nothing they could do with Vooch. And then Zach LaVine obviously got hot at the right time. And I mean, let's be honest, Zach LaVine is when he's healthy, he's a top 25 scorer in the league. He's going to do that to you.
Yeah.
But that's obviously, again, where Asar matters a lot.
Yeah.
He'd be way stickier. Like, LaVine probably still makes some of those, but he's not making 7 threes in the fourth.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they lost by 10. I still think they probably lose the game. But if Asar stops a couple of those, it looks more respectable at least.
You're right.
Yeah, I mean, it was just tough overall.
It was, it's like in the wins, like games like tonight, like against the Bulls, they have a stretch 5, and then they have Kobe White, they have Zach LaVine, they have Josh Giddey. White and LaVine are both shot makers, step back threes, pass dribble. Like, you just really see, like, Asar is so sorely missed in general, but tonight against teams where they don't really have, like Patrick Williams is the guy in their starting five who you kind of is a fifth option. Like you just see like when you have to have, I think I saw Tobias on Kobe White sometimes. I saw Tim Hardaway Jr. on Levine. Like that's where you really start to see the lack of defensive personnel. Like especially when they go up against teams like OKC, who are awesome anyway, but just teams that have multiple guys that can like dribble, pass, shoot. Like it's where you really start to not only see them missing a star, but just the personnel issues they have.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty glaring, to be honest. I mean,
yeah,
you just don't have the, to your point, when other teams have this many weapons. And I told you, I messaged you this morning. I said the Bulls are going to be coming off last night ticked. They lost by like 40 points. They're not going to be happy. They shot it's just so funny. They shot 11 of 46 from three last night. 11 of 46. Tonight they shoot 23 of 43.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to be honest. You're not beating any team in the NBA if they shoot, what is that? That's roughly 60-ish% on that kind of volume. You just won't win. It's not possible.
I know. I think like that's why like I am so frustrated, but I'm not surprised they lost this one. Like I'm just not. But I'm frustrated. And I'm not giving him a pass at all because, like you said, Bulls on a back-to-back. I think the Bulls, like, who would you say has more talent?
The Pistons or the Bulls?
Yeah. Is that a crazy question? I don't know.
Overall, the Bulls.
Yeah. I was going to say, though, like, I feel like that's like the Pistons class of team, like the Bulls.
Yeah,
like,
no, I just think I think overall, because I really like Audasumu. I really like Kobe White. I love Vooch. Obviously, Levine's still very good. I think Patrick Williams coming around. Giddy's a good player. Yeah. It's got a lot. I mean, it's 50-50. It's 50. Yeah. I think when Azar comes back, it's different. But, I mean, they just have more weapons that can hurt you than we do. Yeah, especially when Tim is a no-show.
Yeah. No.
Like when Tim shoots 1 of 10 from the field, it's going to be hard for the Pistons to win because that's taking away volume from Malik. And, you know, your Sasser, who's played well, didn't really get to play.
Yeah. We were saying in like when the Pistons started 0-4, like I feel like the thing we spoke about the most was like we really need 2 of those vets to play well. And I feel like Malik did, but THJ, I'm giving him a little bit of a pass tonight just because missed a few games. He'd been awesome before, but Tobias's box score doesn't look too bad, but I don't know, man. I was pretty disappointed in his game.
He's bad. He's the opposite of Malik. When you need a clutch shot, don't go to Tobias.
Yeah.
He's not making one. He has zero clutch gene.
Yeah,
that's why he's unplayable in the playoffs because he can't play when the lights get the brightest. Sit him down.
Yeah.
He's if Durant exists, he's the worst Piston by far this year.
Yeah, him and Durant were the two I thought tonight hurt the Pistons the most.
Gross.
Yeah, like because it's just like you said, when you need a bucket, he just does not come through. Like I don't know. Maybe
and he has no real offensive game. He has no bag. It's either a corner 3 or 3 dribbles into a post-up turnaround jumper. It's all he has.
Yeah, I know. I'm starting to think now. Like, I mean, maybe he just scored off, Embiid and Maxey last season because he's still averaged like 18 points. Like he was like I just a
lot of wide open threes.
Yeah.
And he's shooting so poorly from 3 this year. That hurts a bunch.
Yeah, what did he end with tonight? Yeah, 1 of 4. It feels like 1 of 4 is pretty much the normal for him.
Anything under 30% is what he's giving us this year.
Yeah.
He had one game where he shot 2 of 5. Good for him.
Yeah. Only 2 rebounds tonight. Like, at least that's something I've given him credit for, was like him helping out on the boards, but only 2 tonight. Not an amazing stat, but it's just another thing. I just thought, tonight him and Durant just stood out so much to me as just actively just hurting this team defensively and then offensively. Just Tobias, like you said.
Yeah, I
Can
mean,
never
it
hit those
certainly
key
didn't help that
shots.
every time they went on a run, they made some boneheaded plays too. That not
Yeah,
them specifically, but the whole team as a whole just made bonehead plays to let Chicago go back up.
that's a great point. I felt like they actually took care of the ball okay for the first 3 quarters, but then when they made that run, they were within 2 points and they tied it up. But even just to get to 95 all, they made some bizarre, like just stupid turnovers. They had like 3 turnovers. Cade missed 2 free throws in there as well. Like felt like when they had the momentum, yes, they got it back to a tight ball game, but they just still fumbled it. Like they could have been up 4 points, which I think, considering how the game was going, maybe you steal a win.
Yeah, I mean, the tech full court bounce pass was awful.
Oh man,
because you literally have the ball with a shot clock, maybe a 1 second difference with the shot clock. Worst case, you go into the fourth down 6. Best case, you go into the fourth down 3. That's totally different because then guess what? You have that 4-0 run, you're up 1 or tied.
Yeah.
A little earlier. Yeah, Cade misses 2 free throws. I don't know what they shot with the free throw line tonight, but I guarantee they weren't over 70%. Well, they shoot.
Yeah. I've got it here, 13 of 19. So it felt worse.
Yep, but 13 of 19 is still bad.
Yeah, 68% is horrible.
Yeah, brutal.
Yeah, Fontecchio just quickly, like, he had another turnover at half court where he just tried to dribble and just dribbled off his foot.
Yep, Cade
straight to
trusted
the
him,
ball.
threw it up to him, and he just dribbled it right off his big clown too.
I mean, I put like 5% of that on Cade, but like at some point, like I just text ball handling. I seriously don't think it was this bad last year. I don't know what's going on with him. I do not trust him now to dribble at all.
I have no clue. The only thing I want him to do is shoot, catch, and shoot threes.
Yeah,
because that is turning around.
Yeah, 2 or 4 tonight. Yeah, he's got to knock those down, but yeah, it's weird. I just didn't think he was this bad with the ball in his hands last season, but yeah, it's okay.
I think what we're starting to see is like, I think last year a lot of us were just so out of it and so down that we were done nitpicking these players.
That's true.
We were just like, they suck. So we stopped looking for the glaring problems. And now that we're playing nothing but close games, we're now nitpicking and seeing, oh man, that actually is a problem.
Yeah.
Like I think last year clouded our judgment on a lot of players and just like we kind of just gave up. At least I did. Just like, hey, I'm not taking anything negative or positive away from this because they're just so bad.
Yeah, if they're in the game, okay, I'll enjoy it, but ultimately they're probably going to lose. And if someone has a nice stat line, puts up 25, I'll take it. But I just don't care. Whereas you're so right. Like this season, it's like every mistake is so, especially in these close games in the third and fourth quarters, they just stick out so much, like so much, which is on one hand, it's not the worst thing, but yeah, at the same time, it's making a lot of things very clear.
Yeah. I mean, turnovers were almost going to be my third positive, but they just had too many back-breaking ones.
Yeah. The fourth quarter, they had 3 or 4. And they only had 9 for the game, which is...
Yeah.
They only had 8 last game, but yeah.
They might have only had 9 in the game, but 5 or 6 of them were bad turnovers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Leak outs. Freaking... Just bad, man.
Yeah. Those Fontecchio ones. And another really bad one in that stretch was Stu setting a moving screen. Like, he has 2 turnovers. I guess
they were tired at that point.
Yeah, just like you said, momentum killers. Because honestly, like you said, team shooting like that, the Pistons, no NBA teams, a team's going to struggle to win. But I felt like when they had that momentum at the start of the fourth, they just still made all those errors to just shoot themselves in the foot. I want to ask, you brought up JB Bickerstaff before and you touched on some of the stuff with Durant. Was there anything else that frustrated you tonight?
With JB?
Yeah, was it just the Durant stuff?
The Durant stuff went on too long. I thought taking out Cade early in that fourth, it was too early. That was the other thing I didn't really like. I wanted to see Cade play another 2 minutes and then get a 2-minute break and then play the last 4.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's really nitpicking. The game was still fine there, and obviously JB had no way of going into a crystal ball and figuring out that Levine, who had been quiet as a church mouse for the entire game, was going to turn into prime Kobe.
I know.
for 4 minutes.
I will say they are a bit of a fun team, the Bulls. Like, because just having like Levine, I feel like in the past seasons, he's been like such a focal point, him and DeRozan. But then just to see him, like it annoyed the hell out of me. But like just having him be able to play like that, like if you're a Bulls fan, that team's kind of fun because I thought they were going to be pretty depressing this season.
I think if you're a Bulls fan, you're depressed because there's no way out.
Yeah. I like this from YouTube user. Tonight is how I expected them to play on defense every night based on the roster. They really screwed up by playing good to start the season, raising my expectations. That first part in particular, I think is so true. Like, honestly, like I think like tonight's a perfect example of probably what we thought this team would be like every single night with their personnel.
Oh, I didn't think it would be that. I don't know.
Like,
I don't know if you can. I mean, I don't care what
that was
NBA team you are. It's pride giving up 17 to 25 wide open threes.
I agree. I just feel like that's sort of like the highest score. I get what YouTube users are saying here, but
no,
yeah.
I agree. I mean, JB squeezed every single bit of defensive juice out of this team, but even still, like, I'm never going to be okay with a team that I cheer for giving up that many wide open threes.
No, it was insane. Yeah, like, we've spoken about this like heaps of times now, but you kind of touched on it before, but what do you do with Jalen Duran? I know you said trade him if this keeps up, but like,
trade him.
But do you just still keep him in the starting lineup, like cut his minutes if he's not like, what do you do?
You try to rehab his value, and then you put him in a trade package that gets you back a decent player on the same timeline, maybe a wing.
Yeah.
You call up New Orleans. You say, hey, you guys have 74,000 wings. Give us one of them. We'll give you Jalen Duren. You need a center. We need a wing.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I mean, yeah, like you said, like that box score, that is just such an Andre Drummond game. And I wonder I'm sure if we see it, other teams are aware of it. So you got to get that value back up before you can get something great back. He just got cooked.
Oh, I mean, I don't think they're going to get anything great. I think it's like you do Duren and you do maybe a pick or Duren slash Sasser and a pick and try to steal a decent wing.
Yeah.
Like, why can't we just be like Memphis? Memphis has found like 17 good wings on the street.
And they find like Jay Huff. It's like,
yeah, exactly. They just find good players on the street. The Heat do the same thing. Why can't we do that? Like, find a single good player that.
Well, what's his name? Is it Cole Swider?
I don't take anything that goes on in the G League with any ounce or modicum of respect.
Well, dude, I think that's a bit harsh.
He averaged 35 points a game for 10 games. And now he's playing in Russia, petting tigers at halftime.
Yeah.
Like, dude, the G League's a joke.
Well, that's just like teams like the Grizzlies. I feel like that's where they've pulled some players before, haven't they? Maybe not.
They've had guys in two ways that maybe played in G League, but no, I'm not falling for any G League players in the Piston system. Cole Swider bring 30 for the next 3 weeks.
No, that's fair. I think I disagree a little bit, but we have been like Saban Lee, Seekert and Boyer showed some stuff in the G League, and
and they're trash.
I need to go there. I think this is a response we're going to get a lot from Motor City Cruise. You don't trade a 21-year-old baby Dwight Howard right now, not yet. And
Dwight Howard was good on defense at 20 years old.
Dwight Howard, yeah,
was a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I think.
Let's leave the baby Dwight Howard comparisons alone. Jalen Duren is a homeless man on the side of I-95. Dwight Howard. That's what he is. Not baby Dwight Howard. He's a literally guy who hasn't showered in 3 weeks. Dwight Howard. Panhandling for change.
But like honestly, the thing like if we go into it a bit, like I just think Dwight's athleticism just on another level. Like we've spoken about it a few times now. He is so much more quicker on his feet. Like, and I feel like maybe Dwight in today's NBA probably wouldn't have been as impactful as he was when he was with the Magic. But like, still, just like I just think Dwight, like he's just so much quicker.
Dude, there's so many teams in the NBA who kill for Dwight Howard in this era.
Yeah,
his rim protection was unreal.
He's off the charts. Yeah, it's insane.
He blocked like 4 shots a game for for the first 10 years of his career. He was insane defensively at the rim. Durant is the complete opposite of Dwight Howard. On the offensive end, sure, he can get offensive rebounds and stuff, but I mean, are we forgetting that Dwight averaged like 20 plus and 13 plus for like a decade while being on an all NBA defensive first team like 6 times?
No, he was.
Come on,
Dwight's insane.
Durant, you can think that, I guess, but Durant is not baby Dwight Howard. He is absolutely not.
No. He's baby, and I'm not even trying to be disrespectful now. He's baby Andre Drummond. That's literally all he is.
Yeah, exactly.
He is. Like, I'm not, I say that, like, I'm not even trying to be funny or, like, I'm not even talking crap on Drummond. I just think he just is Andre Drummond. Like, it's literally the same player.
And I hope the Pistons don't make the same mistake and give him an extension.
Yeah. So, he needs to,
because they don't have to. That's the nice thing about where the Pistons are now versus where they were when they had Drummond. They had to pay Drummond.
Yeah.
He was like their only excitement on the team. They had just made so many bad moves in a row. Like, you wanted to keep some stability. Coming out of the Josh Smith, Greg Monroe era, puke.
Yeah.
That was the worst lineup of all time.
Insane.
I mean, you can find defensive centers like for not crazy money these days.
Yeah.
Like, I thought about it today. This team would be so much better if they had Steven Adams.
Yeah. For sure. He's one of the best screen setters going around, let alone everything else he does.
Yeah, Jaden Ivey and Cade would have so much more room to operate. He's going to be a force on defense. Yeah. Even though he's probably lost a step athletically. Dude, Steven Adams would make this team so much better than Durant does. I don't even know where Steven Adams is right now. Is he in Houston?
He's at Houston. He was injured. I wonder if he's in there. I know he's like healthy now. I'm just not sure if he's actually playing for the Rockets, but maybe that is a guy they go and get, honestly. Like, seriously. I think he's on an expiring deal. Like, I
mean, shoot. I mean, it'd be nice if DeAndre Ayton was playing, so you might be able to go and try to see if you can get Robert Williams from the Trailblazers.
Yeah, that's another name. I mean, he's always injured, but yeah.
Apparently, Chauncey's done with Ayton. He's completely out on him, so.
But is he like benched him?
No, not like that, but there's rumors swirling that he's just sick of his effort. Kind of like we are with Durant, that he's just sick of his effort. That he doesn't play hard and all that jazz.
Yeah. That makes sense. Any other thoughts on Durant? I feel like I forgot. Someone said in here it's his birthday today.
Yeah, it is his birthday today. He's going to be celebrating at 16 and 22.
Poor Durant getting dragged through the mud on his birthday. Any other thoughts on him? I feel like we've spoken enough about him.
Dragged through the mud on his birthday. The guy's a millionaire, and he's probably in a club in Detroit surrounded by 17 women. I don't feel bad for him. Not at all. I'm sitting here talking about that loss, and he's sitting there popping bottles with 17 IG models. Don't think I feel bad.
So Harold here. Come on, guys. Jack, these are terrible takes. I assume this is about Durant. Yeah, I tried to be very patient. I don't think I'm not at the point of like trading him, but I think like tonight was just so rough. Like no matter what potential you think he has, like watching that tonight was it's just so rough. Like I don't know how maybe we're being harsh, but I don't know how you can feel too positive after that game.
I don't know. We played 16 games. Durant's played 12. Find me one game in the 12 games Durant plays where he's helped the Pistons. Give me one game.
Yeah. Oh, I think I'll leave it there on him. We'll leave it there on him. I think we've done enough. Maybe 7 and 9 now. Feels like we're. You know, it's such a seesaw with this team because, like you said, now they're in every game. Emotions are always high, low. Like it's fun, but it's frustrating. They go to Charlotte now. They finally get a 2-day break.
That's what I was going to say. I didn't bring this up yet. I think this team was just dead as well.
They've played now the most games in the NBA.
5 games in 7 nights.
And I'm sure that they have to have played the most back-to-backs. That's their 3rd set. At this point of the season, it's pretty crazy. Like, so they go to Charlotte now, 7 and 9. Finally get 2 days rest. Yeah,
2 days rest, and then at least a day in between when they play the Magic. I think a day or 2. So, they're beating Charlotte. I'm telling you that right now. They're getting their revenge.
Yeah.
They're beating Charlotte.
I think so. Yeah.
They're beating Charlotte, and then they get to play a ridiculously tough Magic team and try to go to 500 again.
So true. Yeah, because that'll bring them back to 8 and 9, and then
The Magic are tough as nails, dude.
Yeah, that game there, honestly, I think they win and beat Charlotte. I think they bounce back. I actually think that game's kind of set up for Duran to have a nice game as well, just because they have Nick Richards and.
Didn't last time. He almost fouled out in like 8 minutes.
True, but I just think it's, if there's a team you want to play with he's starting, I think he can have a nice game against them. The Magic game's going to be tough. I just don't want them to get blown out. That's my only hope, because the Magic, what are they, 9-6 now?
I don't know. I think they're 8-6 and they're playing the Suns right now. I don't know what the score is. They were down early.
Yeah,
but I don't know. It's probably near halftime if you want to check the score quick.
They're winning. 2 minutes to go in the half.
What's the score?
54-46.
Yeah, they're good, man. I know
they're on the road as well.
Durant, but they've kept winning without him.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean the Magic just play ridiculously good defense, and Franz Wagner is crazy right now. I think he's had 30 plus in 6 straight games.
Has he really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a very, very tough game. I don't know. What are your expectations for it? I know we're jumping ahead a bit here, but
probably an L. Hopefully, tight one.
Yeah.
Close the week out 8-10. Hopefully, finish November strong, because I think they can beat Memphis. I know they have the Pacers in there somewhere. I think the Pacers are really struggling right now. I don't know if they lost, but they were down big to the Raptors. The Raptors were killing them by like 20 points in the third. I know they tightened it up a little bit towards the end of the third, but I don't know where that one finished.
No, Toronto won by 10.
Yeah. So the Pacers are a mess right now. So I think you can beat them as well. I don't know who else they have in the schedule. I know we have Memphis, the Pacers, maybe the Bucks are in there again. Maybe the 76ers as well, who are also a mess. 76ers probably lost to the Heat tonight. They were losing bad when I checked it.
They'll definitely have the Bucks again, because I think that's the cup game in at least a week and a half or so.
Yeah, so I mean, I think there's possible, like, if they have 5 games after the Magic, 5 games left in the rest of the month after the Magic. I don't know how many games they have. I think it's somewhere around 4 or 5. I think they can still finish finish November above 500, and they have to, because December is gross.
Do they have like a West Coast trip in there? Like
it's all West Coast teams the whole month. Disgusting. Suns, Lakers, Nuggets, Kings.
Yeah. I mean, they've only played the Rockets and Lakers so far, so they're obviously due for a
who's who of the West. They're playing in December.
Well, I think, it is brutal when you go on those stretches, but I'm actually, based on how they've played so far this season, even if I don't expect them to win many of those games on the road, I'm still actually quite excited to watch them go up against some good teams. Like, they did pretty well against the Rockets. Like, honestly, they lost by 2. Lakers they beat. I know they're at home, but
I think they have 8 games in December. I said to my buddy the other day, I'm like, if they win 3, I'll be jacked.
In December?
Yeah, win 3 out of 8.
In the whole month?
Well, they only play 8 games.
Oh, because of Cup, NBA Cup and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, they're December. There's not many games in the schedule.
Okay, no, that makes sense. I was thinking 3 games. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, 3 out of 8. 3 and 5 is not bad to me. If you go look at the schedule, you'll be like, yeah, that's a gauntlet. That's a freaking gauntlet.
Well, for the rest of this week, so I think we both agree, Hornets. You just have to get revenge. I'm actually confident they'll win that one. Like, I really am. So they should have won the last one, and from memory, they didn't even play particularly well in that Hornets game, at least in the fourth. There was another one they kind of fumbled. I know they lost on the buzzer.
Lackadaisical too in that one.
Yeah, and Cade had the really good first quarter, and he did have a triple-double, but it was kind of one of his – I don't think he scored much after the first quarter.
No, fourth quarter. We were talking about on the stream, fourth quarter, Cade. He did nothing in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he was so – I think they played pretty poorly, I want to say, last time, so I think they bounced back. And honestly, just looking at this box score again, like, Tim Hardaway Jr. is not going 0 of 8 again, I don't think. Like, so I think he gets a game under his belt to hopefully find it more rhythm. Yeah, I still just this week, if you were 2-1, would have been so much nicer. But yeah,
I mean, there's still a chance. I'm not saying there's no chance they can beat the Magic because the Magic don't have a ton of scoring pop. I mean, outside of Franz and Jalen Suggs, I mean, you only have a ton of guys who can score a ton. So it's like, it's just another game where you're like, gosh, I wish we had a czar. There's another game.
I know.
That's the thing. I mean, all these teams coming up have such good wings that we're playing, and it's like, you need that guy back so bad.
I know. At least Parlo's out, but they got Franz.
Yeah, you got Brandon Miller, then you got Franz.
Yeah.
Then you get, I guess, a little bit of a break against the Grizzlies because they don't have elite wings. They have guys who can score it, but they're more Ja Morant centric, obviously. And then you have the Bucks again, who are going to be freaking struggle fest, and then the Pacers, who have a few good wings, Benedict Mathurin, guys like that. So I don't know. I'm hoping Asar's back soon. I really miss him, and it's just like this game, the Hornets game when LaMelo went crazy, Tyler Hero, the Heat game, like that. That's when you need a guy when a star's going off. Just be like, hey.
Yeah, just
I don't care if you face guard him the entire possession. Just take him out of the possession. We'll worry about the other four. And they don't have a guy that can do that right now.
I mean, I think when Levine made like his fourth ridiculous, like the fourth three he made was tough, but it was just like it was Tobias on him. And it's just like, that's a tough three. He's making that over most players, but it's just like when you've got Tobias, Tim Hardaway Jr., it's just.
I'm not gonna blame Tobias for that. He played really good defense, and Levine just hit it over him right in his face.
Oh no, not that. I'm just saying in general though. It's just like, just shows like the Pistons just lack of wings, like constantly who's defending these guys or wing defense, perimeter defense.
Yeah, but again, I think a lot of tonight. Ultimately, I think they were just gassed a little bit.
Yeah,
and I'm just wondering when the Adam Silvers of the world are going to give the Pistons any break when it comes to scheduling. They just don't get them. And I'm not trying to make excuses, but like, there's no reason the Pistons try to have 3 back-to-backs. Like, there's seriously no reason for it.
I want to see if I can find how many every other team's played. Because, 3 in the first 16 games is insane. And like you said, 5 games in 7 days.
5 games in 7 nights. Like,
yeah.
They've had 3 or 4 games every week.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
so it's like, how do you? When do you get any rest? Like, you don't get any rest unless you sit players, and the Pistons aren't good enough to like. Arguably, like one of those last 3 games, you would have liked to see Cade get an extra day in between, so he could have had some rest. Like, I would have killed for them to have played on the Raptors on like Thursday.
Yeah. No, it's brutal.
But then you would have to change the Bucks game because the Bucks game was like they never have more than a 1 day gap. Now it's nice. They're getting 2 days, 2 full days rest. They're at home for Charlotte, right?
No, both road games.
They play the Hornets twice on the road?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Let me just, I'm pretty certain it's on the road again.
I don't get how that works.
Yeah. Let me check. I'm pretty sure it's on the road.
So they must play the Hornets later in the season at home.
Yeah, at least once, maybe twice. But oh no, I think you're right. Sorry, I might have had this wrong.
I was like, I was gonna say,
I hope you're right.
Back to back.
Let me see. Sorry, I'm pulling up the actual schedule. Oh no, it's stadium. Sometimes it's just so annoying.
Well, doesn't it say at?
Oh no, yeah, it is away. It is away against Charlotte. Yeah.
So that's freaking.
That's on the road.
That's 4 road games in the last 5 too.
Yeah.
And then they play Orlando.
Yeah. I just want to shout out to Harold. Thank you. Appreciate it. Dyson Daniels is a seriously good defender.
He's a freak.
Thanks for tuning in. Yeah.
I love him.
Sorry, what did you say, man?
Did they play the Magic on the road too?
Yep.
Dude,
so that's the brutal thing. It's like
games.
Yeah.
Just when they start hitting their stride, they got to do that.
Yeah. So that's why the Magic game, my expectations are I just want to see a close game, put up a good fight because it's on the road. And I feel like past few games in Orlando have not been pretty at all. So
no, yeah. I mean, okay. Go 1-2 this week.
Yeah.
You can't go 0-3 because then all your momentum's gone. If you go 0-3,
Yeah.
what? You're 17. You're 7-11.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't sound horrible, but it's just I think just from what we've seen, I think you just have to beat Charlotte. They can't lose that game. They
No,
lose that game.
you got to get your win back. You got to get your lick back against Charlotte, and then whatever happens against Orlando happens. You steal one, obviously we're pumped. It's 500, but that's not my expectation. I'm just glad there's a day in between that one at least.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see. I don't know if they'll fly from Charlotte and go straight to Orlando. Probably not the best idea. I'd rather them go home and keep the vets out of Florida, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
Because I know Malik Beasley. I know what that guy likes to do. I've said it before. He loves establishments in Florida.
I mean, honestly though, like he has been so good. And you made the point when I had you on the last couple of streams, like the timeliness of his shots. Like you said, I thought him in that third quarter, so I think that's his 5th straight 20-point game and 6th in like 7 games. And like 5 of 14 from 3, but every time he hits a 3, it feels like they're just crucial. And it's like he's the one guy I can still just count on. So I just want to shout him out again.
I don't care. Take as many as you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that game any night could easily be 8 of 14, and then you're talking about a completely different game.
I will say, do you think JB, I don't think this changes the game at all too much. Maybe do you think JB probably should have started Malik and then brought THJ off the bench for his first return?
I don't know if that matters much. I think JB's trying to set the tone that like you don't lose a position to injury.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't. Like, and I in general, if you talk to a lot of the greatest athletes / coaches, they're very big on, hey, you really like outside of like the Tom Brady situation, like there a lot of like the best head coaches of all time say like you just don't lose your starting job.
Yeah.
To an injury, especially a short-term one. Obviously, if you're up for the season or something, that's different. But I don't mind that he started THJ at all. I think he should have got less minutes though.
Yeah.
I think he played like 30 minutes. He was pretty ineffective in those 30 minutes.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Malik still probably had a good amount.
Malik played 30 minutes as well. Actually, one thing JB did tonight, which I thought was just a little bit interesting, was he played Sasa, Cade, and Ivy all together. And he must have had Hardaway and Beasley on together a fair bit as well. I guess he always does, when Ivy's off, but yeah.
I didn't mind that stretch with Sasser either.
Yeah. No, I thought he was, he's only playing like 6 minutes tonight, but I think like.
Made 2 threes, didn't he?
He's looked good. 3, and he had like a really nice floater. But like I feel like every time he's been on the court, it's been positive. No matter how.
Yeah, defensively he struggled a bit with the Sumu, but that's a tough matchup for him
because he's small.
Yeah,
but yeah, JB like by playing Sasa tonight, and I think he played him yesterday. Before that game was a complete blowout. Like he's now playing the 10-man rotation, which is different to what we've seen.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what happens when Asar comes back because JB does not like to play 10-man.
Yeah.
He's traditionally in the past had a 9 or even an 8-man rotation. So
yeah, I feel like maybe he's just rewarding Sasa a little bit with these minutes where he can because of his play. Because it's weird to see him playing 10 and done that at all.
I thought Koo had an interesting argument yesterday for trading Sasa to try to get a wing, like a project wing.
I get that. I just also don't mind having Sasa though.
No, I don't. Like, I think it's good for the first time in a long time. The Pistons have at least one guy in Sasser who's like good enough to play, but isn't going to get minutes.
Yeah,
and I think that has not been the case for the Pistons in a long time. Where they, if you go back to the 04-05 teams, dude, those teams had guys that were 11th, 12th man that could play any given night.
Yeah,
they were good enough to play, and they weren't good enough to get the minutes because they had better guys. But I don't think it's a bad thing to have 12 or 13 guys that can legitimately play on an NBA court.
Yeah. No, I think I kind of don't agree with the take, but I 100% get the logic. I just think it's not like he's still only in year 2. Like, I don't know. Like, I just think his shot making, like he came in and won them that game against the Raptors, him and Wendell Moore. Like they were not winning that game because Cade and Ivy both were really bad. Like, I think it's nice to have that, but I probably wouldn't trade him yet. So what was the argument? You get back a project wing or something?
Yeah, I mean that's what he didn't have a player in mind. He said like a project wing that has tools but hasn't shown it yet. Because let's be honest, you trade Sass, you're not getting anything
That's
other
what
than
I'm
a
thinking.
project.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I was actually really happy when they drafted him. What, 2 years ago now? Was it?
Yeah, I was too. It just
I
stinks.
thought
Like he is too small defensively.
yeah. I underestimated the size element, like because he was actually really good defensively at Houston, like, but he's just the size I underestimate. I think it says he's 6'3", but there's no way he's 6'3".
There's no way he's 6'3".
There's no way.
He's 6'3", JI's 6'6".
Yeah. So, it's unfortunate because I think he actually isn't like bad defensively. It's just the size. Yeah.
Even in the game tonight, he had a great closeout on Kobe White, and Kobe White just went over the top of him and hit a turnaround jumper. I mean, it was great defense. He didn't bite on the shot fake from 3. He moved his feet. Kobe stopped on a dime. He stopped, got up in his face, and Kobe just said, "Hey, you just did you're too small. I'm hitting it."
Man, he's a good player, Kobe White.
He is. He should be on the shortish list of most improved players. He started at the end of last year.
Yeah.
Because I remember he had like a 40-point game in the play-in.
Yeah, no, he was great. Like
he went bonkers. He's improved a lot.
Yeah, just his shot making. Like I know even that was like kind of what his deal is. Like he's a bucket getter, but just to see like every time he shot tonight, I thought it was going in. I just step back, doesn't matter. Pull up. They look so good.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna be a rough night when even when they had the shot clock violation, he hit that shot, bank it up, hit that bank 3. I was like, oh, he's not missing tonight. That it was awesome that they had that great possession defensively. But I'm like, oh yeah, Kobe's going for 20 plus easy tonight.
Yeah, no, it was tough.
I mean, the Bulls really just did put on a shooting clinic. I mean, it was a lot of bad defense, but like, there's a lot of bad defense in the NBA where teams still don't shoot, 60% from 3 on 43 attempts.
Yeah.
Like it sucks. It sucks obviously, but oddly this loss was like one I didn't really feel bad about.
Yeah, I think like especially if they win against Charlotte on Thursday, like I honestly won't even think about this game again. I'll still think about. I don't want to keep bringing it back up, but Jalen Duran because it's going to be hard for me to forget that. But I think that's been a story. That's been something for the whole season. But if they beat Charlotte, I won't even think about this game because, like you said, any team that shoots like that, like it's going to be extremely tough
and again, last time I'll say, but 5 games in 7 nights, like I mean, that's asking a lot. And you're talking about Cade having this is gonna be great for Cade with the back spasm stuff. I'm sure he's gonna need a lot of treatment. He's gonna feel better. THJ got a game under his belt, and now he can go back in the lab for a couple days.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be good for everyone. I think they need a break. In fact, I would hope tomorrow JB gives them the day off. Honestly.
Yeah.
Or like a light walk through, shoot around. I really don't know the details behind how NBA coaches schedule practices once the season starts, especially in a stretch like this. But you would just think, man, they played their butts off for 5 games in a row. Couple games went to overtime in that stretch.
Yeah, true.
They're probably due for at least if it's a practice, a light shoot around walkthrough. And then go back to getting a decent practice in Wednesday and then play Thursday. But you got to have some rest.
I agree. I tell you what annoys, just back to your point about the schedule. Like back-to-backs, they happen. But the ones that frustrate me the most, and the Pistons past 2 of their 3 back-to-backs have been road game first, and then you come back home. Because then home on the second back-to-back. That just annoys me because it feels like such a waste of a home game to me. Like it's so frustrating when you're traveling the night before playing at home because I feel like home games are meant to be like you're just meant to win more at home. So when you have a back-to-back and you're traveling the night before and it's at home, that's just a little thing that annoys me as well.
Well, yeah, and then not to mention it, coming out of this, you throw them back-to-back road games again when they just had 3 road games in a row. So you go 3 road games, you throw them a random home game in the middle of that, and then you go back on the road for 2 more.
How far is Charlotte from Detroit? I have no idea.
It's a decently quick flight, 2.5, 3 hours.
Why is it not a Pistons home game? Why is it not a Pistons home game?
Yeah, it's not. It's not bad for. It's not a bad flight. But
yeah,
still, that's why they need the rest tomorrow. They need a day.
Yeah, I agree. Off the court, this is on the court. Thoughts on jerseys and court? Do you care about that stuff?
Yeah.
I like them. All I'll say is I liked last year's City ones, but the amount of losing they did in those jerseys, it makes it hard to want to buy one.
I just wish I wish they had something as cool as the Raptors do.
With the purple?
The Raptors is nasty. The purple with the dinosaur. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's sick. Actually, I like their purple court as well, to be honest.
I didn't mind it. I know people were saying it was an eyesore, but I was like, no, I kind of like it.
It looks cool. Like that stuff doesn't bother me too much, but I thought the Raptors one was cool.
I honestly missed the what was it? The green and blues that they had last year. Those it was that was in the city.
Yeah, they were cool.
Yeah, but again, they did a lot of losing in those. So
yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Any jersey they wore, they lost in. So.
I'm just going through a couple of comments here just quickly. I think we've gone through them. Alan was not happy about your comments on the G League.
Isn't he the one who watches them all the time?
Yeah. No, look, I think you're a bit harsh on the G League there. I think the Pistons players have gone down and come back, haven't rewarded us, but I don't know, man. I think it's a bit harsh.
Name the 3 best players in the G League right now. You can't.
Cole Swider.
Cole Swider's one of the 3 best players in the G League?
I don't know. I don't watch it, but I think
you can't.
I don't think it's that bad.
Nobody cares about the G League.
I think that there's some players that internationally that come out of the J League who are decent, but I guess I don't blame you for not watching international hoops. You've got the NBA in your time zone in your country.
What does international hoops help the Pistons? That's my only thing.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, it's just I'm a Pistons fan. I want the Pistons to have more good players. How do they get them? Not in the G League.
Who have the Pistons ever got a player? Do you remember Gigi Datomi?
Yeah.
He's the one. I'm trying to think of some other international players they've had. Yeah, I remember that was so bad. He was meant to be a 3-point shooter.
He's terrible. I mean, they had Calderon.
Yeah. But he was horrible when he got here.
Yeah.
He was good for the Raptors.
The best one, dude. The best one that I can think of off the top of my head. Carlos Del Thrino, baby.
Yeah, he was nice. Oh, was Mohamed Okur, is that how you say his name? Is he international?
He was on the Pistons, but he got really good after the Pistons.
Gotcha, when he went to the Jazz. Yeah. Yeah. No,
Carlos Arroyo. He blew up for a couple seasons after he went to the Jazz.
Yeah. What year of the... Who was?
Mehmet was good.
Yeah, he was good. Arroyo, what Pistons teams was he on?
Carlos Arroyo.
Was he late 2000s?
Nah, I think he was in there when they were maybe 2004-ish time frame. I think he was on those teams as well. And he stayed a little bit longer.
Gotcha.
He left because I think he went to Milwaukee pretty quickly after. If I'm thinking correctly, Carlos Delfino was only there for a few years too.
He wasn't bad.
But I just love Carlos. I just love the nickname Carlos Delfino.
Yeah. No.
But yeah, no, the Pistons haven't had a lot of international success, and obviously the worst international pick of all time. So,
Darko.
Yeah.
Were you a fan? That must have been very early on when you were a fan.
Dude, I was not well versed enough to be like, no, we didn't take Carmelo or Bosh. Yeah. All I heard was, dude, this guy's a 7-foot white boy who can hoop. And I was like, damn, sounds good to me. But no, obviously in hindsight. And I've heard those stories too, about how a lot of scouts thought Darko was better than both Carmelo and Bosh.
Yeah.
There's this guy who works for Woodward Sports though that claims that he was talking to Dumars before the draft. He was like, "You can't draft this guy. It'll be the biggest mistake you ever make." He tells that story. It's his number one story.
Who is it?
Terry something.
Terry Foster?
Yes.
Yeah, wasn't he a beat writer?
He was a beat writer, and he claims he He's like, I told Dumars every day, you can't draft this kid. He's gonna stink. You got to draft Melo or Bosch. I told him, I tried, guys. I tried to save the dynasty, but he wouldn't listen to me. That's his claim to fame story.
I was just, Killian Hayes, Sekou Doumbouya. We've really gone off track here, but I'll wrap it up with the weird prospects now. Sekou Doumbouya, what did you think around that time of the draft? I was a huge Pistons fan then, but I wasn't like doing any of this kind of stuff. So I kind of liked the Sekou pick, but I had no idea at the same time.
I mean, it's tough when you get to that point of the draft because, like I've said a million times, it's mostly projects. Like, you'll find the rare guy who's like a college player for 4 years, and he'll like come in and find it, like Dalton Connect at like 19. That was a good pick. But like at that point, there's so many misses at 15 in NBA history. Like, I don't know. I was like, oh, he's a big wing, athletic.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't doing tape study on guys.
Yeah.
When Sekou was drafted. Yeah, I don't know. Now that we go down the international rabbit hole even more, the Pistons should just not pick international players ever.
They really shouldn't. It's so bad.
Because you could even throw Thon Maker in there.
At least they didn't draft him.
They didn't draft him, but they were like, "Oh, Thon Maker, come on in, baby. We got minutes for you." God, I remember when Thon Maker's mixtapes were coming out.
I know. I remember the high school ones. This is from Rocky. Rocky was on the show yesterday. Cody looks so relaxed. Maybe I should set up a more chilled setting next time I'm on.
Oh, dude. I mean, when you got the softest couch of all time, you're just sitting here, especially for a game that I didn't really care about for some reason. I was heated, but I wasn't as heated as I thought I would be. Yeah, I'm chilling. I'm vibing.
I love it. Man, I think we're coming to the end here, but yeah. Any more thoughts? I feel like we've hit on everything, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just one of those games in the NBA that happens. I mean, team shoots the lights out. Obviously, a bit on the Pistons for that, a bit on the Bulls for just making them. I mean, I didn't mention this, but Vooch is like a career 33.8% 3-point shooter. So it's not like he's really shoots the lights out all the time. He was just on his A game today. Levine was Levine in the fourth. Nothing you can do about that because a lot of those shots were contested, and he just said, "I don't care. I'm going to make a step back, or I'm going to drill in your face." So I'm not mad about that. Offense was fine, I think, for the most part. I think the offense was fine. I think you can't complain too much. I mean, they missed a lot of threes, like a boatload of threes. They could have changed the game.
Yeah.
I just think it's one of those nights where it's just like, okay, you caught a hot team on the end of a back-to-back, 5th game in 7 nights. Like, just, it's what happens in the NBA. I mean, literally, the Pacers got destroyed cover to cover against the Raptors tonight, and I still think, no matter what their struggles are, I still think the Pacers are a good team.
I agree.
So they're definitely not 5-8 bad. I'll tell you that much. So, or 6-8 or whatever the record. I think 6-8 now is the record. But yeah, I mean, luckily the East continues to be a mess. That's good.
Yeah.
So
I think someone in here said the Pistons are still 5th. So
yeah, because the Knicks were already ahead of them, right?
Yeah, the Knicks and the Knicks. You're right. Yeah.
But the Heat won. Did the Heat overtake them?
Yeah. So the Pistons are 6th now. So Miami just went ahead.
And the Magic are already ahead of them, so they can't lose any more ground on anybody tonight. Yeah. All the Hawks.
So if the Hawks win, they will go ahead, but I don't even know if the Hawks are playing. And
they
then
are.
The Pacers
they're playing the Blazers tonight. Oh no, okay, so no, they're not playing the Blazers. They're playing the Kings.
Let me see what this.
They probably just started 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, they're winning by 8 in the first quarter. But if they win, the Pistons fall to 7th, but they can't fall below.
Well, wait. So look, what's the Hawks' record going to be if they win?
They'll be 7-8. They'll go ahead of the Pistons because they're both sitting on.
Okay, they're 2 games under 500. I was like, we'd have the tiebreaker, obviously, but not if they have a better overall record.
So, I mean, they're either going to finish at 6th or 7th by the end of the night. I mean, it's still a really good start to the season. I honestly don't care about I think the schedule has lightened up, but like you just said, they've played so many games.
Well, that's December too. December will be a good opportunity for them to get rest, assuming they don't go into the play-in or the play-in thing.
The cup. Yeah.
Yeah, because I found out. I actually did the research on this. I forgot to tell you. So it's each
Floor is
group.
yours.
There's 6 groups. Each group winner gets in, and then there's a wild card team from each conference. So it's an 8-team tournament.
Yeah. But I think those games count to the regular season. So they like move the schedule around to make them work, don't they? It's only the final 2 games in Vegas that don't count. They're extra. Is that right? Have I just confused you completely?
I didn't think any of the actual tournament play counted for the standings.
Okay.
Because then you have teams playing extra games. There's still 22 teams that don't make it.
Yeah.
Unless you're saying like if this team already had another game against each other later in the season, they just pull that forward.
No, I'm saying, so you know how you said basically the first after the group stage, there's 8 teams remaining. Obviously, those 8 play against each other. Then you're going to have 4 teams who then I think go to Vegas. Is that right?
I don't know if the whole tournament is in Vegas or not, but I don't think the tournament. I'm looking this up right now.
Yeah, let's figure it out.
I'll break out the iPad. I'm going back in.
I'm going to try have a look as well. I'll see if anyone in the
I thought
chat
I had it locked down, but
yeah,
apparently not.
That's right. While you're looking, standings talk in November. Why not, YouTube user? I think it's exciting. I don't care.
Dude, YouTube user, let's have some fun, dude. We were completely out of the playoff race 14 games in last year.
Yeah.
We were 2-12. Done. Cooked. At this time last year, we were already cooked.
Yeah.
Let's have some fun, dude. Come on.
Anytime I see this team in just the top 10 and they're in some sort of play-in conversation, I'm going to continue to post the standings and we're going to talk about it because
that's a rude comment, dude.
It's fun. It's fun. Alan asked, did you guys talk about Tech? Yeah, we spoke about him. Basically, we don't know what's happened to his dribbling, but he's hit shots the past couple of games, so hopefully he can keep that up. But I'm not sure what's going on with his ball handling because I just don't remember him being like this. But yeah, it's a bit of a weird one right now with him. Beastly Arrow. Okay, I heard that only the final game doesn't count towards the record. Gotcha. Oh, YouTube user, all tournament games count except the championship game. Okay. Thank you, guys. That seems to make sense.
I don't get how that makes sense, though. So they have to move around the schedule.
Yeah, so that's why there's that whole week. Like, because if you look in the schedule in December, like it says, only 8 games. There's so much like empty.
Yeah, but how do you have, like, for example, how do you have 8 teams playing 80, potentially 84 games?
No, they don't. So the only game that doesn't count is the championship game. Every other game. So say the Pistons play some.
What if they had a matchup with a team that wasn't on their schedule anymore?
Yeah, it's a good point.
So, like, how does that work?
Maybe they just somehow, yeah.
I mean, I don't know how the scheduling works exactly. I'm not a scheduling expert. Do they play every team in the league twice at least so they can make that happen?
Yeah, it's weird. Maybe by that point, though, yeah, they've made sure each team has a game left after the fact, if that makes sense. That must be what they've done.
It doesn't make sense to me. I'm confused.
No, I think so. You can make it work, right? Because you play every East team at least 3 times, I'm pretty sure, and you play every West team twice. So by December, you would still have a game left against every other team in the NBA. So you can bring that game ahead and play them in that stage.
Okay, I mean, that makes sense then if that's how they do it. I couldn't get clarity on that, I guess.
Yeah.
Even me looking it up right now, I can't get clarity. So
it makes sense, though. Yeah, what YouTube user basically Arrow said. I think, though, from memory, the championship game doesn't count. That's just like a one-off. That's like a...
Yeah, it doesn't say on here, so I don't...
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Yeah. Championship game does not count for a regular season game. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So, yeah, okay, they just finagled they just reworked the schedule. I mean, who knows? The Pistons haven't even booked their ticket yet, so... Because they got to at least win one more.
Yeah, I didn't know there was wildcard teams get picked. So
yeah, but I think that goes by differential, if I'm not mistaken. First,
yeah, it would, and then the Pistons don't. That Miami game was because it was overtime. It's just 0-all. Don't get
is it?
anything for that. Yeah, because it. Then who did they beat?
God, there's so much I don't know about this.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I'm talking. I don't know either.
I have not done enough because, to be honest, I didn't think we were going. So I just thought, okay, well, I don't need to research this because the Pistons aren't going to. I didn't necessarily think they were going to go on 4 again, but I was like, oh, they're not going.
Yeah, I'm with you. I didn't expect it, but yeah, they only have games against the Bucks and the Pacers, which are 2 tough games, but there's every chance they win both of those. Like, I wouldn't be shocked at all.
Win one. I don't know what the group standings are right now because I think the Heat are also 2-1 in the group play.
Yeah, Pistons are 2-0 though. So,
or maybe the Heat are 1-1.
Yeah,
but they beat the Pacers already.
Yeah.
So then you got to root for kind of like the Pacers to beat the Bucks. We beat the Pacers, and then we probably get in. Yeah. Well, then the Heat would probably have to beat the Bucks. It's a whole thing. I don't want to.
Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it.
I'm talking about something I have no idea about. Full transparency. I'm talking about my rear end.
Right it is confusing. I've tried to talk about it before and just get lost, but yeah, I think it's safe to say championship game doesn't count, but we'll figure out the rest as we go.
I mean, if we make it a championship game, I'd be just beyond jacked.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I wasn't sure where you were going with talking about rest in December, but I want them to be there. I want them to win it. Like, I'm
just generally thinking they don't get in.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Because they don't have a differential. You just think another team in the East is going to have a better differential in second place, and I just think they'll cough one up to the Pacers or Bucks, who will probably go on to win the bracket.
Yeah, but I think we're both in agreement. Like, if they make it, I think that's awesome.
Oh, 100%. Because
it'll be so much fun.
Now that I know all it is they're pulling up another game in the schedule, that's just kind of cool to be there. Even if they do lose them. Even if they're the 8th seed and they draw the Warriors. I'm not sure how the scheduling goes with that. If it's just 1v8, 2-7, 3-6, 4-5. Again, just pontificating. But, I mean, if they go and play the Warriors or the Celtics or the Thunder or the Cavs, why the heck not, dude? Screw it. They're going to play them again anyway.
Absolutely. And seeing the Lakers won it last year.
The Lakers won it last year. I remember LeBron went crazy.
Yeah, and Tyrese was going absolutely crazy. Then after that, I think he had an injury and kind of wasn't the same.
Yeah, it was close for a while. I think the Lakers blew it out at the end.
Yeah. I think that kind of like it. I think that type of, I don't know how much, there's definitely more pressure in those cup games. Like, if they made it to Vegas, that would be there'd be real pressure in that game. Not playoff, but I think it'd be great for everyone on the team.
No, because you've already heard about what the vets think about it. They want to win for the guys that are low on the bench. They want to make them $500,000.
Yeah.
So it's like the vets take it more seriously because they can help a guy who helps them every day.
Yeah.
So that definitely does ratchet up because the vets are playing for the young guys and they're playing for the other guys who don't get minutes.
Yeah.
The guys who are on that veteran min, getting them an extra $500,000. And dude, I mean, who doesn't want to win it? I mean, I'm like LeBron talked about last year. He's like, yeah, I want to win this. No, it was the inaugural, so I think that was another reason he wanted to win it because it was the first one. But yeah, I think most teams in the NBA, barring if they're super hurt and then got in and they had some injuries before, that might be the only case where I could see a team being like, we really don't want these games right now.
Yeah.
But dude, I mean, I want the Pistons to be there, of course. I just the pessimistic, negative side of me thinks the Pistons in top 8 team in group stage. Come on. The Pistons winning the group. Come on.
I mean, I'm not sure which game's tougher out of the Pacers or Bucks. I haven't even looked where they're playing those games, so that's another
I think the Bucks are at home, and I think the Pacers are at Indiana.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. I would love them to go to Vegas.
I mean, the Bucks are starting to play a little bit. I don't know. Did they beat the Rockets tonight? I know they were up big.
Quickly check. I mean, even if the Bucks are bad, just Giannis is an absolute nightmare. Now my thing's not working. The Bucks, they won by a point.
Wow, the Rockets came back, dude. The Bucks were putting it on them early.
There you go. So yeah, they'll both be tough games. If they win both, I'll be surprised.
If they win both, they're definitely finishing the month over 500. I think if they win both, those games.
Yeah.
Because then you only have to, then if you beat the Hornets, you need to just get one out of the Magic and the Grizzlies. Not even one. If you win, you just be 500, even losing in both the Grizzlies and the Magic. Yeah, if they won both, and came out of November 10-10, I'd be freaking pumped.
Same. So that's
and we already punched our ticket to the mid-season or in-season tournament.
Yeah.
Cade gets a national stage to go play.
Yeah.
I'm all in. Let's get that timeline together.
I just want some of that national attention, even though sometimes it annoys me because they start talking about the Pistons and half of what they say, you can just tell they haven't watched any of it. But it's still just cool to get some national attention.
I know. If you have time sometime to check it out. I know Sam Vecini just did a video last night on Cade that was pretty good.
Yeah, I think I'll have a listen to that. Yeah.
It was a good video, good breakdown of what he's doing right and stuff like that. I thought it was a long breakdown too. It wasn't quick. He gave him a nice chunk of the podcast.
No, I'll definitely. I think Bryce was on as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, Bryce. I don't know if Bryce was on that one. It looked like Sam was doing it himself.
Okay.
I think Bryce was on a different one where they were ranking the top tanking teams.
Oh yeah. I don't think the Pistons were in it though.
No, Pistons were not included in the tanking teams this year, which is cool.
That's very cool. Very, very cool. Well, look, my man, I think we've done a great job tonight covering this game. We're speaking about everything.
There's not much more we can say.
NBA Cup. I think, ultimately, it's not. We want to win every game, but I think, like you said, that team just got hot. I think hopefully we look back in a few games and we're not even thinking about this Bulls game as one that got away, and they've got a couple of more W's. And I think they're tracking nicely overall. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, the Pistons are going to win every game. We just have to get through that as a fan base. Who knows? They could go on a 4-game losing streak right now. It wouldn't shock me. I'll be frustrated, but at the end of the day, this team isn't going to magically win 40 games this year. At least I don't think. If they win 40 games, I'll be the first to admit I was wrong. I just don't think they're going to be like, hey, we won one, lost one type of team. You know?
No, I agree. Just beat the Hornets, though, please.
We need revenge with that one.
Just get your revenge. Come on, you should have won that one. But I'm with you. If they go on a losing streak, I'll be frustrated in these streams. But yeah, they're doing well. They're still exceeding my expectations by quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, when you put in perspective that they didn't win their 7th game last year until 2 days before the All-Star break.
Man, every time they win a game from now on, you could do one of those crazy things. Well, once they get to 15, But shout out to Drake. Appreciate the talk, boys. Always do. You guys do great. We appreciate you, man. Appreciate everyone's input. YouTube user, even though you go against us sometimes, I appreciate all your comments and interaction. We appreciate it. Seeing Ink, appreciate you, my friend. And I would love to get some of you guys up here. You're always in the chat, which I appreciate, but would love to get you up here. But
yeah, YouTube user, think about it. You can trash me. You can trash me from the court.
Yeah,
get up there with Jack, and you can trash me all night with Jack. And I'll sit back and watch and laugh. I'll be in the comments. Oh, YouTube user, don't agree with that point. Fun little banter.
No, we love it. Obviously, no one has to agree with anything.
No.
We love it all.
I get too emotional. I probably went way too hard on Duran tonight, but I'm not apologizing for it.
It's all part of it, man. This is what this show is. Fan reacts. It's this is the most emotional I feel like everyone is that first hour or half an hour after the game. I say things sometimes and I look back, I'm like, dude, you're just overreacting. But I think that's part of the fun, man.
Well, fan is short for fanatic, man.
Exactly. So thank you so much, Cody, my man. I don't think anyone else is joining, but I will check. But thank you so much. Appreciate you as always. Man. We missed you last stream, but out of that, we got a new guest on here last time.
And a W. And a dub.
So
guess what? The 3 games I have not been able to join, they've won. So
I did not know that.
Yep.
Maybe take some more days off.
That's what I'm saying. And maybe the Hornets game on Thursday, I'm going to make some plans because anything to get this team more dubs. I mean, I love doing the streams, but
yeah.
if the streak continues, if number 4 goes in the favor of that, whatever stream I can't make next, yeah. I'm gonna just start to see a little bit. I'm gonna be like, for the good of the Pistons, I have to not do this anymore.
No, man, I want you up here, and if they lose every game, we love having. Well, I love having you up here. I know people in the comments do. So, thank you so much as always, and I hope to see you after the Hornets game.
No problem, man. Have a good one.
All right, man. We'll talk soon.
All right, sounds good. Bye.
All right, guys. I think I've gone to most of the comments here, but I'm just going to do a quick scan. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in. I will just quickly check my messages to make sure no one's coming up. I think we're good. But I will start here from, I'm just going to say Pathfinder. When Asar starts playing, Reed will be even further down the list. Oh, this must be about Paul Reed trying to get into the rotation. Yeah, I think Paul Reed, unless there's foul trouble at the center position, probably isn't going to play a whole heap. Because I thought maybe against, I guess we did see him against the Bucks, but yeah. What else do we have here? Obi says, any team with a decently good stretch big should be a mark loss. It's feeling that way. Like, I think what I will say is, like, obviously we get on Duran about the stretch big thing, but I think it is a whole team thing, for sure. I think Stu tonight struggled against Vucevic, but I just think he does a better job. He's just more active with his hands and closeouts, which, you know, Vucevic still scored on him. He scored over the top of him a couple of times because he's just a lot bigger. But yeah, it seems to be a whole team issue, the stretch bigs. And that's why stretch bigs are so crucial. Like, they're such a weapon to have because it's hard to defend them. It's like they just open up the whole floor. So I feel you on that one, Obi. What else? Alan, Pistons make me weep. Sas's defensive effort is still miles ahead of Duran. I think, yeah, Sas's effort is there. And like I said, at Houston, he was a really good point of attack defender. I loved him mostly for his shot making and because he had some crazy shooting percentages off the dribble in Houston, especially as a senior. But some of the defensive stuff as well with him in college was awesome. Like we were saying, he just, Drake brings up his height here. Google says 6'2" with a 6'7" wingspan. Does have long arms, but 6'2", he just feels like he's really closer to 6 foot. Like, he looks the same size as Kemba Walker to me, just in terms of height. He's a bit more bigger, I would say, but yeah, Sass is an interesting one. I think when he's played, he's been good and contributed. It's just the rotation probably doesn't allow for him to play a heap, but I still think he's someone you definitely keep around for the rest of this season, unless there's some sort of big trade that comes up. Drake M says, Duran's length was one of the only things that helped Levine miss during his heat up. Remember 2 possessions he made him miss when literally no one else could. That's fair. No, that's definitely fair. I won't disagree with that. YouTube user hates the jerseys. I like them, but I need them to win a bit more before I think about buying one. I do. Someone actually commented the other day saying I should do a video on the jerseys I own. I actually only own a Pistons Andre Drummond blue jersey or road jersey and a teal Stew jersey. So I actually, if they start winning some games and look good this season, I probably would buy that City jersey. But I know a lot of people don't like them because of the colors don't really match with the Pistons color scheme. So that is fair enough. Drake had a question in here, which I probably can't really answer. But do you think if we drafted Melo or Bosch, we still make the Rashid trade? Because that's always been the thing. I was not following Pistons basketball there, so I honestly don't know. I feel like, though, if they, just to guess, obviously, if they drafted Chris Bosh, who came into the league as a 4-man, they probably wouldn't trade for Rashid. It's just a guess, though. I suppose Melo was more of a 3 when he started. So, yeah. I'm not sure. I have no idea. That's my answer, though. I think we've gone through most of these now, guys. Oh, Brian here. I audibly said I'm still scared of Levine because he can catch fire any moment, no matter how his game's going. Immediately after he scores like 12 straight points. I know that's what we are talking about a little bit earlier, where I was just like, the Bulls are actually pretty fun. Like, obviously, I hate that they beat us tonight, but just the way they play right now, where they play a lot of their offense through Vooch, and they have Kobe White and then Giddy, who all kind of like Vooch operates around like the high post and can shoot, and then you have Giddy, who's a lot of like damage is done in transition, but he also does a bit in the half court, moves the ball. Kobe White's just a shot maker, step backs. It's cool that they have Levine there, just like for him to close and do what he did to the Pistons. Like, whereas in the past, I feel like it's just been the Levine and DeRozan show, which kind of worked for them when they had Lonzo healthy, but their team, it's just kind of fun. I feel like it's the fact they had Levine just to close out like that. It feels like he was always a bit of a luxury. Yeah. YouTube user, I watched the Bad Boys, and these jerseys are a terrible tribute to that team. Fair enough. I can't push back. I just think they look kind of cool. And I think it's the Bad Boys logo they had with like that black and orange is where they come from. So I get what they're trying to do. But yeah, if you watch that team, I can't blame you for not liking them. I think that's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate you all. If you haven't already, we really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. That would mean the world to me. But if not, no pressure at all. Thank you so much for watching. Bit of a disappointing game, but I feel like we're going to be back celebrating a win over the Hornets on Thursday. So can't wait till then. And as always, go Pistons.